Welcome guys, thank you so much for joining in. So what is happening right now with price action of Bitcoin? Because if you look at the price structure here in a weekly time frame using this logarithmic scale guys, you can see very clearly now the price here is showing a pretty similar scenario that we saw here in 2019, 2018 and also here from 2014. Because if you look at this price movement, right, with each and every market pullback, I mean getting rejection and also failing to find support at this 50 weekly moving average. If you look at this price action from 2014 guys, you can see when we had this massive pullback, right, you can see the price found a very nice support from this 50 weekly moving average. We had this relief rally, and when we had this price pullback, you can see the next time this 50 weekly moving average then acted as a support, and after that we saw this price pullback, and this price pullback ended exactly after reaching the 200 weekly moving average, and then we started a new move here to the upside. And now if we look at this one here from 2018, pretty similar scenario, right? You can see pullback. This pullback ended exactly after finding support at this 50 weekly moving average, this orange line. We had this relief rally, but the second time you can see we were unable to find support at this 50 weekly moving average, and after that we saw this pullback that brought us again towards this 200 weekly moving average. 2009, you can see a pullback. This pullback ended exactly after reaching around this 50 weekly moving average, had some relief rally, and then this black swan event. But you can see this black swan event also ended around this 200 weekly moving average, just like here from past Bitcoin price action after getting rejection from the 50 weekly moving average support line. So in our case right now, if you look at the price movement, we are also flashing a pretty similar scenario, a retracement just like here from 2019, 2018, 2014, got support at this 50 weekly moving average, and now we are seeing this pullback type of scenario. And what does this actually mean? So if the price of Bitcoin is going to see some more pullback and we are going to fail to find support at this orange line, which is the 50 weekly moving average, then that is going to be a big sign of danger, because in the past Bitcoin price action losing the grip from this 50 weekly moving average has led to a pullback that brought the price around this 200 weekly moving average, and this is not what we want to see happening with Bitcoin. So that's why right now the 50 weekly moving average is sitting around 38,679. But what we want here in a weekly time frame is price to somehow manage and find support above this 0.236 Fibonacci extension line. Because if you look at this price structure a bit differently, from this swing low till this swing high, if you use this Fibonacci extension line guys, you can see this 0.236 Fibonacci extension line is an important line of resistance now, because we have clearly broken below it, right? So if this weekly somehow manages to close above this 0.236 or this 43,000 resistance and flip it into support, then we could still expect some sort of a fight back from Bitcoin bulls. So that's why in a weekly this candle must close above this 0.236, which is around 43,000, because closing below this 43,000 or the 0.236 Fibonacci line is definitely going to indicate a weakness, and we could potentially see a pullback at least around this 50 weekly moving average that is lying around 38,679 price area. But if we look at this price structure right now in a daily time frame, things looks very interesting, because let me show you this one chart here. So now if we look at this price action of Bitcoin here in a daily time frame using this Williams alligator indicator, MACD, RSI and T3 CCI indicator, even though these four all are lagging indicator guys, but still this confirmation from four indicators in the past Bitcoin price action has led to some weakness and also potential downward price movement. Because right now if you look at this price movement here, you can see the blue line right now is at the top, red line in the middle, and the green line at the bottom. What does this actually mean? Because every time when we have seen this crossover happening where the green line is at the bottom and the blue line is at the top, you can see the price of Bitcoin after that had showed some weakness and also a potential pullback type of scenario. You can see here, right, after this crossover where blue line is at the top and green line is at the bottom. But what I've always said, you need confirmation. This means if the Williams alligator indicator is showing this weakness where we see the crossover happening, right, and at the same time to the downside guys, the MACD also must be actually confirming this move here to the downside. I mean, a bearish MACD cross, the MACD must be in negative territory, just like here. RSI line must be below 50 level, and in this case you can see we started jumping below 50 level, right? And also the T3 CCI must be in negative territory. Only then this move is going to be confirmed, right? And you can see with each and every price pullback we had a similar scenario. This bearish crossover started in negative territory, also the RSI started going below 50 level, and T3 CCI was already in a negative territory. This similar scenario has happened again and again, guys. You can see here bearish MACD cross, RSI line below 50 level, T3 CCI in a negative territory, right? And when the market is ready for the new move here to the upside, the opposite happens. In that case, you can see the green line is always at the top, blue line is always at the bottom, and at the same time, right, when we see this crossover happening, the MACD, you can see here, starts appearing in a positive territory and is also a bullish MACD cross. RSI line is above 50 level, not below 50 level, and also the T3 CCI starts appearing in a positive territory. That confirms this new move here to the upside. But in our case, from previous example, you can see MACD had a bearish MACD cross here. If you look at it properly, guys, you can see MACD started going into negative territory, RSI line also below 50 level, and T3 CCI already in a negative territory here, right? And also indicated weakness and potential price pullback here to the downside. And if you look here, in our case, this here is also a bearish crossover where the blue line is at the top, green line at the bottom. And at the same time, if you look to the downside, after this crossover happening here, right, the MACD is also a bearish MACD cross and in a negative territory. RSI line below 50 level and T3 CCI in negative territory. So this is also a sign of weakness, even though we are seeing some sort of a relief rally type of scenario playing out for Bitcoin, but this is still an actual sign of danger. So that's why, guys, we have to be very, very careful. We could see some relief rally, at least again, towards this Williams alligator indicator, but you know, when the price is below this Williams alligator indicator, it's not going to act as a support, but act as a resistance line. But if you look at this price structure in a bit different way, you can see here, guys. So now, if we look at this price action Bitcoin here in a daily time frame, we broke out of this support from the falling wedge. Falling wedge was a bullish scenario, but still you can see the price was unable to find support at the lower line area of this falling wedge. And now you can see the price is showing some sort of a really good impulsive movement, but we have to be aware. This line, which previously acted as a support, right, you can see here, is definitely going to be one strong line of resistance. And if we see again price getting rejected at the lower line area, which could be around 42,800, 43,000 price range, then we should be very, very careful, because we could again see some sort of a pullback type of scenario happening for Bitcoin. So if we do flip this resistance into support, then we could be actually expecting some sort of impulsive move to continue, right? But if we do see rejection from the lower line area of this falling wedge, then we have to be very, very careful, because getting rejection, right, this could be a potential retest again, right, and then a pullback type of scenario could be playing out after that. So please be careful and do not over leverage yourself, guys. And also, if you look at this in a bit different way, I mean using this broadening wedge. So according to the broadening wedge, you can see here the price has clearly broken out of the support. We broke out of it, and now, just like here with the previous example, we could be retesting the lower line area. That's also again around this 42,800 to 43,000 range. If we do see a proper support above it, then as I've already said, we could be expecting some sort of a relief rally to continue. But getting rejection here, just like with the previous example, this could be a potential retest, and again price seeing this pullback type of scenario. So that's right, guys, doesn't matter whichever scenario you look like right now in a daily and also here in a weekly, you can see the price of Bitcoin does shows a clear sign of weakness, and I'm being honest with you here. So these are some of the scenario I wanted to share with you in today's video. If you enjoyed my work, then please hit the like button, and for those individuals watching this for the first time, come on guys, hit that subscribe button and the bell. Now by saying this, I'm signing out. My name is Anup. Bye bye, guys.